Wrestling fans, let me tell you, before we dive into everything that happened tonight, I want everybody to know that WWE did something great tonight. Whether you liked it or you didn't like it. The fact that Kofi Kingston is the number one contender for Daniel Bryan's WWE Championship. Good job. Why, you might ask? It is something different. It is something fresh. It is something new. It is something, quite frankly, we rarely see in the WWE. It is something, quite frankly, we have never seen since Kofi Kingston made his debut in the WWE. Kofi Kingston has never gotten a WWE Championship matchup one-on-one in the WWE. Fantastic job by this company for making this matchup. Congratulations. Now, some of you are going to come on YouTube and say the only reason why Kofi Kingston is getting this opportunity is because Mustafa Ali missed out on the gauntlet matchup, missed out on the Elimination Chamber match, missed out on this 6-man tag team matchup. And that's the only reason why he is not in the main event of Fastlane. Okay, I'll agree with that. Because if Mustafa Ali had not gotten injured, Mustafa Ali would be in the main event of Fastlane. Okay? He would be. And we would all be praising WWE for putting Mustafa Ali in the main event of Fastlane. We all would be. The same way we're praising WWE right now for putting Kofi Kingston in the main event of Fastlane. The same way. But this is great too. Absolutely fantastic. Kofi Kingston deserves this. Kofi Kingston deserves this spot in between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. Now, before we dive into the rest of the show, let me make this clear. Is Pancake Mania, is Kofi Kingston running wild going to take the championship away from Daniel Bryan? You're going to hear it here first. More than likely, no. Highly doubtly, no. Highly doubtly. I mean, it's just more than likely not going to happen. All right, wrestling fans, that doesn't mean that's not going to be a great contest. That doesn't mean that at the end of Fastlane or wherever they put this matchup on Fastlane, you're not going to hear this from the wrestling fans, because I'm sure you're going to. Thank you, Kofi. Thank you, Kofi. Thank you, Kofi. That's more than likely what you're going to hear. All right, wrestling fans. Most assured, I can see that happening. Because it's going to be a battle like we've are coming to expect, but we really thought we'd never see, because WWE we never really thought they would put Kofi Kingston in. But we'll dive into the preview and predictions and Kofi Kingston really getting this shot and everything else about that when it gets closer to the pay-per-view. But now, let's dive into the usual. If you are a subscriber, thank you very much. And if you're not, hit that subscribe button down below and become one today. Not only that, go back and watch anything you missed on the road, review of the Elimination Chamber, Monday Night Raw review. Thank you very much if you do that. Be much appreciated if you do that. If you join me on my journey right here on YouTube. Now, let's dive into SmackDown Live review. Andrade Cien Almas took on Aleister Black. WWE brought over the same NXT stars that they had on Monday Night Raw last night. Aleister Black, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and Ricochet. We saw all of them last night on Monday Night Raw. We seen them again tonight on SmackDown. Aleister Black and Andrade, or Andrade Cien Almas, whatever you want to call him, whichever name, put on a pretty good matchup. If you ask me, if you had to pick which show Aleister Black should stay on, it is SmackDown Live. Very much so. If you look at first impression on the main roster, okay, WWE, Corey Graves, get this right. These stars that they brought up from the main roster, okay, really Ricochet and Aleister Black, because Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa will be going back down. They have championships. So Ricochet and Aleister Black, they're brought up to the main roster. They're not brought up to WWE, okay? But if I would stick Aleister Black on any show, it would be SmackDown. First impression, SmackDown's matchup was much better than Monday Night's Raw match with Elias. That's just my opinion. Now, Aleister Black picks up the victory here over Andrade. I'm sure this did not disappoint Andrade Cien Almas. He's still having a fantastic matchup. WWE still trying to keep him happy. And besides, he's going to go right back to his rivalry with Rey Mysterio. But Aleister Black now still has some prosperous matches ahead of him that he could have rivalries with. Whether it's Samoa Joe, whether it's Jeff Hardy. After the rivalry with Andrade and Rey Mysterio, he could go into Andrade or with Rey Mysterio, things of that nature. Those would be a good contest for Aleister Black, okay? And put it where there would be storylines along with it. Don't just put it where it would be just pure matches, okay? Make it where there's backstage segments and things along those lines, all right? That would be an intriguing aspect as well along with it. But this was a good impression for Aleister Black and Andrade. First impression for him. Now, moving on with SmackDown Live. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano versus The Bar. As far as first impressions for these superstars on the main roster, look, last night you had these superstars versus the Revival. Tonight you had them against The Bar. Overall concept, overall story, it's very difficult to say if you would want them to go over to Monday Night Raw or if you want them to stay on SmackDown. It was a very good contest tonight on SmackDown with these guys. But when you look at them versus the Revival, that was great too, and they have a great backstory. But overall, the tag team division is more prosperous on SmackDown. So if they would stay as a tag team, if they would lose the titles that they have and come up as a tag team, you would want them at this point to stay on SmackDown, honestly. But that's not going to happen, and quite frankly, they're going back down to NXT and that area. So it really meant nothing except that they made an impact this week on WWE television and made a pretty good contest. Asuka versus Mandy Rose. Now, this is one thing I really had a problem with. I really had a major problem with this. And the reason why is because, I've been really wanting, and I've been very vocal about Asuka coming out and wanting this open challenge. Except I've been wanting it at the pay-per-view. I did not want it at SmackDown Live. Why? Because just think of it this way. It is February 19th. Right now, as I am doing this review. You know what that means, wrestling fans? We have 2 SmackDowns before Fastlane. We have 2 weeks before Fastlane. That is not enough time to give us a good build to a match. So what I have been vocal about is having Asuka come out, do some promos, maybe a video package like they have been doing every once in a while about Asuka, and then her show up at a pay-per-view and do exactly what she did tonight. Nobody's ready for Asuka. And then somebody comes out. Whether it's Naomi, whether it was Mandy Rose like we saw tonight, which really makes the most sense because out of all the women on SmackDown Live's roster that are heels, she is the most over. Which makes the most sense. She could have came out, voila. Mandy Rose could have accepted that challenge. Asuka could have won that open challenge. Or they could have had Mandy Rose win, whatever they wanted to happen. Whatever the case. Asuka could have had the open challenge like that. And it would have been different. Instead, we're going to have 2 weeks to build up to this match, and it's going to be absolutely meaningless, absolutely worthless. I think everybody that is watching me right now, whether you are a hardcore fan or you are a casual fan, will agree with me on that. That you are not going to get invested and you are not going to care about this matchup. Simply because WWE is not going to take any time to build this match up. That's just me. Ricochet versus Eric Young. Okay, it was a good contest for what it was, but the problem I have with it is they used Sanity to put over Ricochet tonight. Ricochet looked good. I'm not going to complain about his match. I look forward to seeing more of what he can do. I'm going to say that. Congratulations, Ricochet. Okay. But let's be honest here. They used Sanity. That makes me cringe. The WWE, Kevin Dunn, Vince McMahon, Road Dogg, you all used sanity. A team, a stable that the fans, whether they are really vocal about it or not, the people that I talk to tell me they want to see them succeed. Whether they're vocal about it online or not, that's beside the point. People I talk to tell me they want to see them succeed. So what does WWE do? They put them on SmackDown Live and they have them lose once every couple months. Whatever. Shane McMahon and The Miz. They started off SmackDown Live, and the only thing I'm going to say about this is you can take the no rematch clause and you can toss it out the window. And you can pretty much toss it out the window because a McMahon is getting a rematch. Okay? Some of you wrestling fans are going to like me saying that. Some of you don't. I really don't care, okay, at this point. If it was any other tag team in the WWE, they would have to fight their way to get that rematch. Shane McMahon and The Miz, they're not having to fight squat to get that rematch. Ooh, you made the Usos mad, and the Usos then got under your skin, so Shane McMahon made the match. Wow. Let's get this straight. Okay, the Usos need to face the Revival at WrestleMania and combine the titles. Make one tag team championship. The Miz and Shane are on a collision course for WrestleMania, one-on-one. The Miz's dad is going to be at ringside at Fastlane. A good story, even though I wish they would already start building this rivalry. But WWE never gives us a long, ongoing rivalry. They only do that if it's somebody like Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, or Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, or somebody along that lines, or The Undertaker and somebody, really huge superstars. If not, then it's a 5-week build. We know the main event of WrestleMania right now, but we only know 2 matches. So with that being said, Shane McMahon and The Miz at Fastlane. The Miz needs to turn on Shane. And The Miz's dad needs to hold up The Miz's arm after he turns on Shane, being proud that he turned on McMahon. Can you imagine? The Miz turning on Shane, the Usos win. There you go. Not saying I really like the storyline, not saying I really like The Miz taking on Shane, but look, that is really probably the best way to go about it. All right? They're not going to defend tag titles at WrestleMania. They're just not. You can forget about it. When the tag team was formed, Shane McMahon stated, "Don't make me regret tag team doing this." So, seriously. But other than that, you had Charlotte cut a cringeworthy promo that sounded so corporate it made me cringe. But that's what she needs to sound like right now, because she's the chosen one. And it just made me really want Becky Lynch back on TV. And I can't wait till she interrupts Ric Flair's birthday party. And other than that, this was a really good SmackDown Live, and congratulations to Kofi Kingston. But this has been your SmackDown Live review. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a video come out explaining exactly why this WrestleMania is different than most others. Paul Heyman came out and gave us a laundry list of reasons why this WrestleMania is different than any other last night. That's not exact words, but he did. Go back and watch Raw. If you don't remember, he did give us reasons when he was cutting those promos about Brock Lesnar. I'm going to give you the actual reasons why this WrestleMania is different tomorrow, right here on this channel. So tune in for that. But until I see you then, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side.